Introduction. Throughout your childhood, you had to get permission to do various things. During school, you'd have to ask the teacher for permission to go use the toilet. Yet now you are a man, and now you have been told it is time to go establish yourself. Ironically, you have never been taught how to become a more masculine man, and you probably don't even feel like one. You might not be proud of yourself or hate your body. Maybe you're consumed by cycles of negative thoughts battling in your mind. Are you addicted to substances you can't seem to quit? Do you have low levels of confidence and struggle to take action? Have you been searching for help and trying to improve on your own, but having little success? You have been trying. You are setting goals. Although you may not be achieving them, at least you have been setting them. This means you possess the drive to achieve, and probably more than your peers, but you just need things to click. Then you figure, you will start making some major progress in your journey through life. This book is going to make it all click for you. This is a complete guide on how a young man can fix his life and get to a happy and more fulfilled place mentally and physically. I am going to teach you techniques that you have probably never been taught before. These practices are part of a blueprint to help you move forward and improve your life. So let's cut through the BS and get straight to the point. Chapter 1. The 5 Principles of Adonis. Adonis. Adonis is the ultimate man. He is powerful but kind-hearted. He is wealthy but generous. Successful but still humble. Adonis is the man who we all aspire to be. If we all become more like Adonis, our lives will improve in every way. There are 5 principles of Adonis. If you can improve in these 5 characteristics, your life will become more like Adonis. The first principle of Adonis: discipline. Discipline is the most important skill. It is the skill of doing the hard work, particularly when you do not feel like doing it. This is the secret to taking action and the secret to having more discipline. It is to act without motivation or without waiting for the right emotions. Humans are generally used to waiting until they feel motivated to do something. But did you know that you can actually act on something without feeling like you want to do it? Taking action is easy when we feel like doing it. In reality, we don't feel like doing many things most of the time. This means that we need to practice the skill of taking action even when we're lacking motivation. Wait, I don't want to exercise today because it's kind of cold outside. Or, I am tired and would rather stay underneath the blankets. These become opportunities to increase your discipline skill by doing the hard work, especially because you don't feel like doing it. When you have low levels of discipline, you live life as an average man who only completes tasks that he is motivated to do. This would not be too bad 200 or 500 years ago, but now in modern times, temptation is everywhere. The cravings, thoughts, and things that we feel like doing have all been hooked and hijacked by scientists and nutritionists, so we cannot rely on our feelings anymore. Discipline is about overcoming your feelings and doing the right thing, knowing that we have to do something, whether we feel like it or not. It is, for example, knowing that we are going to eat clean despite our cravings for unhealthy foods. Discipline builds up your physical and mental strength. This is absolutely crucial to becoming a man because as men, we are judged by our strength. Yes, physical strength is less valued in the modern world because mental strength is viewed as more valuable, but the men with the highest mental strength are nerds. We admire them because they are successful software developers like Steve Jobs and Bill Gates. Yet, We would not want those types of men to lead us through a time of emergency because in a crisis, people look up to a leader. We look up to the man who looks physically strong or wears a uniform that symbolizes power. 90% of CEOs are over 6 feet tall. Every single American president was over 6 feet tall. Why? Because size symbolizes power and competence. We can't really change our height or our facial structure, but we can change the size of our bodies to appear bigger and stronger. The gym is absolutely crucial regardless of what workout you do, because it is crucial to build the body of a man. Not only will you gain respect from other men and attraction from women, you will also build up the physical and mental strength to give you the discipline needed to overcome something that is actually tough. The second principle of Adonis, humility. Humility is the skill of having a student mindset. It is knowing that you do not know that much. It may seem obvious, but the majority of people do not have that much humility, including you. Humility sounds like being humiliated, and we don't want to be humiliated. However, having humility is a beautiful thing because it is the killer of pride and ego. Pride and ego blind us of our weak spots. Yes, it is fine to acknowledge and celebrate our victories and feel good about our achievements. Yet too many men get the ball rolling, begin to make good progress, and then become complacent. Now they are blinded. For example, after spending a few years exercising in the gym, you now decide that your body is massive, so you stop working out as hard. Humility constantly reminds us that we are not that great yet. This is important because it keeps us striving for more, as we understand that, yes, we are students, and there are millions of people who know more than us. Therefore, we should put on the student cap and learn from them. Having humility is absolutely vital for self-improvement and for your own general growth as a person. We picture Adonis as the ultimate man, but he still has to be humble. Otherwise, he would be arrogant or egotistical. We do not want such a leader because he becomes blind to what people want and need him to see. You must have humility and be humble. It is a difficult skill to cultivate because having humility hurts. Every time you experience a moment of humility and realize that you don't know that much, it is painful. You get this anxious feeling and realize, wait, I am not as smart as I originally thought I was. That is a feeling, and the first principle of Adonis is discipline. Therefore, we have to ignore those whimsical fairy tale feelings and accept the fact that we do not know that much. Most men have to stop here, as they do not have any level of humbleness or humility. They cannot admit this because having humility requires having confidence. Just think about the level of confidence it takes to hold your hand up and say, "I don't know," or "I don't know what that means." Those are powerful statements because the average man will nod his head and pretend that he knows. He cannot fathom others knowing that he does not know everything. Having humility causes you to ask questions, keep learning, and remain in a state of curiosity. This is how you grow continuously. The third principle of Adonis, presence. Adonis is utterly present when he speaks to you. Presence is a beautiful thing, and presence is priceless. Presence is like mindfulness and is built through long-term meditation. Presence is your ability to bring back a wandering mind, and this is incredibly important for all aspects of life. Tim Ferriss, author of The 4-Hour Workweek, says mindfulness is a meta skill which improves 100% of your life, and very few things can do this. Just about anything you can think of will benefit from presence. Presence is your ability to speak to your loved ones without your mind wandering and being distracted. Presence is your ability to stay focused on your work instead of worrying about the past or the future. Being present destroys anxiety and depression. It makes you better in every aspect of your life, particularly in relationships, which is one of the most important parts of your life. You will know when you're speaking to someone with a good level of presence because you will feel so connected to them. Between the amount of eye contact and the focus they give, you won't want those types of conversations to end. When you improve your presence, other people will feel the same way about you. Long-term meditation. Meditate every single day, ideally at the same time of day, for the rest of your life. Whether it is for 1 minute or an hour, develop a consistent practice. I wake up, do my morning routine, and then I meditate. Mindfulness is a fundamental part of being alive. Yet the challenge is that most of our modern-day habits zap our presence. Mindfulness, presence, is one of the most important skills, and yet we actively do things that reduce it. Presence is your ability to stay focused and relentless. Men at the top of any industry, athletes, musicians, businessmen, CEOs, have very high levels of presence. Being mindful and present allows you to get into a state of flow. A flow state is where you have no thoughts and are solely focused on the task at hand. A flow state is what athletes call being in the zone. You should want to experience this state every single day for the rest of your life. Most people rarely experience being in a flow state and are extremely depressed in the intervals between the flow states. Therefore, the more you meditate, the more present you will become, and the more states of flow you will experience. The fourth principle of Adonis, gratitude. Gratitude is like the science version of happiness. Happiness itself is too whimsical and wishy-washy. No one really understands what happiness truly is because every single one of us has a subjective opinion on what makes us happy. Gratitude is completely objective. It is looking at something in a positive way, and particularly the negative things that have happened in your life. I am grateful for experiencing childhood abuse. Why? If I had not experienced that, I would not be here preaching about self-improvement. I would instead simply be another consumer. You would also be grateful for all the suffering you went through because suffering causes growth. Many people are not grateful and never count their blessings. Every single religion says to be grateful. Every single one preaches gratitude. The happiest people are the most grateful. Unfortunately, we are surrounded by a plague of people who have never even thought of being grateful. We are surrounded by a plague of people who are ungrateful for what they have right now in life because it's not enough. They are stuck in that materialistic and capitalistic pursuit of more, ungrateful, and constantly striving for more. This makes them unhappy and unfulfilled because all they want is more. If you wish to make progress, you have to be grateful for where you are right now in life. The obese guy who is impatient and ungrateful, what does he do? He goes on stupid diets and does weird workouts with his personal trainer. He never loses weight because he wants to lose 17 kilograms in 2 days. Yet the man who is patient and wants to lose a kilogram a week loses it. He doesn't have a big motivational quote like, I am going to the gym 7 hours a day, and I'm going to eat 3 calories a day and lose this weight because I'm a hard guy. If you wish to move forward in life, you have to be grateful for where you are right now, even if you are not at your end goal yet. I do not think there is an end goal, so you will always have to be grateful. The 5th principle of Adonis: leadership. Once you have mastered and cultivated the first 4 principles, discipline, humility, presence, and gratitude, it is now time to become a leader and teach other people what you have learned. You now have to take responsibility for others to further your own growth and that of your own community. If this sounds wishy-washy or you're thinking, wait, responsibility for other people? I don't care about other people. I still need to improve. You are not at this level yet. Focus on yourself, your discipline, humility, presence, gratitude, and your own self-improvement. There will come a time where you almost feel aligned with these principles and aligned with self-improvement. This will be your call to action to start becoming a leader. It will be a call to action to get more men onto this path and help them become more like Adonis, because this is bigger than you and I. We are reshaping the future of manhood, and we can't do it alone. You should teach others what you have learned and lead by example, because we need more men to be more like Adonis. You will also need brothers to speak to, because if you are doing all of this by yourself and not sharing this knowledge, it will be a lonely life. A lot of us are beginning to realize that hard times are nearing. The world is currently in a decline, and eventually society may collapse. We will need strong men during that time, not only for the survival of the species, but because strong men are rewarded. The man who intelligently comes up with the right idea is rewarded. Weak men will sink deeper and deeper into a virtual reality, but the men who become stronger and become leaders in their own communities and in their own homes will be rewarded. Chapter 2: Self-Love. Most people do not love themselves anymore because the younger version of themselves set them up for failure. Their younger version did not study hard enough, and now they have an awful degree, bad grades, or a terrible career. Their life's trajectory is declining. This is why most people look back and think, man, I have had a shit life. How can you love yourself when you are down here looking back at yourself when you were up there? This is what instant gratification does to you, and this is why you do not love yourself. Instant gratification is immediate pleasure. It's the fun and enjoyable things we can do right now. Watching Netflix or porn, using social media mindlessly, playing video games, eating junk food, or taking drugs. That makes your life worse in the long run. This is because every time you indulge in instant gratification, your life gets worse, and your future self looks back and questions why you would do such a thing. We are a generation of young men who are addicted to instant gratification and only care about today's pleasures, forgetting that we are still going to be alive tomorrow. This is why so many people are so depressed, unhappy, bored, anxious, and feel frustrated with their lives. It is because their past selves did not set their lives up for success, and now they are living with the consequences of past decisions. With self-improvement, you get more love for yourself by doing things for your future self, because by delaying gratification, you secure a better life for your future self. Delayed gratification is the activities or habits that are difficult right now, but give you long-term benefits that will make you have more love for yourself. First man. A powerful, independent, patient, driven, laser-focused man with no insecurities is unstoppable. The delayed gratification habits for a better and more productive life. These habits include meditation, exercise, getting more sleep, eating healthy, semen retention, doing nothing, taking cold showers, being in nature, grounding, shadow work journaling, deep journaling, gratitude journaling, reading, following a timetable, and having a habit tracker. Consistency is key, especially with self-improvement. Try to make these habits part of your daily routine. It's okay if you miss some days. A beginner is not expected to have perfect performance. Just keep showing up to the practice session. With consistency, your performance will improve. Just don't quit. Do not quit, and you will hit that goal. Do not quit, and you will improve your mental and physical health. Always keep these two powerful quotes respectfully in mind. Comfort is the killer of man. Habits plus deliberate practice equals mastery, and mastery requires patience. Meditation/mindfulness. Presence is the third principle of Adonis. There are few things more important than having good mental health, because with good mental health comes good physical health and good relationships. Meditation is part of the 20% of actions that give you 80% of the results. It is the foundation of everything else. Mind wandering is when your thoughts drift away from the present moment. The cure for mind wandering is mindfulness. The mindfulness framework is a process designed to teach you how to benefit from mind wandering. You can follow this process throughout the day even without a meditation app. The mindfulness framework. The meditation workout. Meditation is the workout session for mindfulness. During meditation, you are not expected to clear your mind of thoughts. No, you are supposed to have thoughts. Acknowledge those thoughts, and then bring your focus back to the present moment. Every time you bring your focus back onto your breath or your senses, your mindfulness will increase. But after a couple seconds, your mind may begin to wander again. When this happens, simply bring your focus back onto your breath or the present moment. Every time you realize that you are not being mindful is a good thing, because this becomes an opportunity for you to bring your focus back to your senses or what is happening right now in the present moment. The more you meditate, the more often you will get these realizations of unmindfulness even when you are not meditating. The mindfulness framework. Being mindful of the present moment, focusing on your senses, such as the sounds around you, what you are currently feeling, your breath or the task at hand, and what is happening right now in the present moment, which leads to mind wanders into thought, and focus of senses is lost. Memories, plans, chores, or random thoughts come into your mind, and then you become unmindful, which then leads to realization of unmindfulness, actually noticing that you are no longer mindful of your senses or the present moment because you are deep in thought, which leads to reconnecting back to the present moment and focusing back onto your breath, senses, or the task at hand, which is one rep increasing your mindfulness. And the process begins all over again. The mindfulness framework is a cycle. It's a workout session. I recommend using the Medito meditation app, which is the app I use to meditate every single day. But it's also good to know how to meditate without an app, because you don't necessarily need a meditation app to improve your mindfulness. The moment you realize you are not being mindful, concentrate back on your breath again, or what is happening in the present moment. The more you bring your focus back onto real life, the more mindful you will become. Just keep showing up for practice. With enough time, you will realize that your assumptions about meditation were completely wrong. Don't be like the fat guy who goes to the gym for 3 days and says, "Oh, but it didn't even work for me. I am still fat." No shit. You have been polluting your brain with things like the internet and instant gratification for 10 or 25 years. Meditate for 10 minutes every single day for 3 or 6 months. Then you'll feel a change, and you will ask yourself, how is it possible that other people do not meditate? How could they not want these benefits? There is scientific proof that meditation alters your brain state. Meditation reduces activity in the amygdala, or lizard brain, the part of your brain ruled by instinct and impulse. It increases activity in your prefrontal cortex, which is exactly what we are trying to do in self-improvement. Just think of meditation as a lifelong habit rather than something you are going to try out. It should be as natural as sleeping or eating, a non-negotiable baseline activity. You are going to be eating and sleeping, so you're also going to be meditating every single day. At the age of 65, you should still be meditating daily, even if it's only for a few minutes a session. Whenever your mind says that meditation does not work, that is your lizard brain fighting against what would kill it. Don't listen to it. Just keep showing up to the meditation session. Eventually, there will be a moment where it hits, and you'll think, "Oh, this is what meditation does. I wish everyone else would do this because that self-improvement guy was right. Meditation does work." But a couple months of meditation is a long time, you're thinking. Shut up, bro. The time is going to pass anyway, so you might as well start your practice now. Set the intention that you want to calm your lizard brain, or you can forget about all of this. Either way, in the future, the older version of yourself will either look back at you and be proud or be filled with self-hatred and disappointment. An American entrepreneur, Jim Rohn, profoundly said, "We must all suffer from one of two pains, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret and disappointment." You should always strive to look back at your younger self with gratitude. The benefits of meditation. Mindfulness is the cure for anxiety and negative thoughts. This is because being mindful means you think less and instead feel the world around you at a deeper level. It takes you out of your head and brings you back into reality. People who do long-term meditation have healthier brains than non-meditators. Your brain develops more brain matter and volume, which in turn slows down your aging process. More than 8 weeks of meditation reshapes your brain. This is because when you meditate, your brain's prefrontal cortex, which controls memory and learning, grows, while your lizard brain, which controls fear and anxiety, shrinks. This means that meditation can literally reshape your brain and your life at the same time. If you focus too much on the past, you can easily feel sad or depressed about old thoughts. If you focus too much on the future, it can cause you to feel anxious about what may or may not happen. Meditation stops your mind from wandering so much and helps you focus more on what is happening now. Living in the present moment through meditation will not only make you happier, but it will also make your life easier. Meditation allows you to focus more on your inner self by silencing the outside world. Not only will this take you deeper into your mind, but it will also teach you a lot about who you really are. Meditation can change your entire life because life is about perspective and how you view things. Once you start to meditate, it puts you at peace and changes your entire perspective on life. Through observing our mind, we reduce stress, enhance performance, gain insight and awareness, and increase our attention to others' well-being. Mindfulness meditation is more than just a practice. It brings awareness and care into everything that we do. It reduces needless stress. So, have humility when it comes to meditation, because meditation is something you should want to keep in your life forever. Think of it as some time to yourself. Exercise. When it comes to exercise, I would recommend going online and searching for a beginner's workout routine. See what works for you, because everyone is different and has different fitness goals. As a newbie, one standard tip is to start out with a light routine and don't be too intense. The benefits of exercise. Maintaining a healthy level of physical activity can improve your mental, emotional, and physical health, as well as boost your productivity and improve your intimate relationships. It's well known that exercise, especially aerobic exercises, running, jogging, walking, etc., causes the release of mood-lifting hormones, which reduce stress and create a sense of well-being. This combats negative feelings. Multiple studies have shown that regular exercise stimulates the growth of new neurons and connections in the brain, which help prevent fast cell degeneration as you age. This is partially because of the increase in blood flow during exercise, which brings more oxygen and nutrients to the brain, enhancing memory and cognitive fitness, which preserves brain function as you age. Regular exercise has been shown to improve the heart and the cardiovascular system. This means that you will have a lower risk of cardiac arrest and also improved blood pressure. It has also been linked to an improvement of insulin levels and blood sugar control. Therefore, if you exercise regularly, you are less likely to get type 2 diabetes or insulin resistance. Doing routine exercise also reduces your risk of developing certain types of cancer. Lifting weights at a young age increases your bone mineral density, which decreases your risk of bone fractures as you get older. Strength training or lifting weights is also a natural way of increasing your testosterone. This makes you less likely to have erectile dysfunction compared to men who don't exercise. Exercise is one of the few known ways for healthy adults to increase the amount of deep sleep they get at night. Deep sleep allows your mind and body to repair and renew itself. Deep sleep is the kind of sleep that helps you feel most rested and alert. The hormones released during deep sleep affect how your body repairs cells and tissues, fights infections, uses energy, and stores memories. Exercise improves your health, reduces anxiety, decreases stress, helps with better sleep, and decreases your chance of depression. The runner's high, or the high some people get while lifting weights, is your brain getting a surge of adrenaline, dopamine, and serotonin. These make you feel really good in the moment, but after a while, your brain does come back to its normal baseline. However, if you exercise consistently, the baseline for those neurotransmitters increases. After 30 to 90 days of consistent exercise, you will feel very good more often and for longer periods of time. Exercising can also save you a ton of money over the course of many years. In fact, exercise is the best prescription a doctor can give. Doctors recommend exercising every day with perhaps 1 or 2 rest days. Overall, the more days of exercise, the better. The opposite of exercise is sitting on your butt for too long and not doing anything. Prolonged sitting harms us in many ways and has the opposite effect of exercise. It increases your risk of developing serious health disorders like heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and certain forms of cancer. You can lower your risk of all of these things by simply standing and moving more, because routine movement throughout the day also counts as beneficial exercise. Humans have always been adventurers. Today, we do not explore or go on adventures like humans did just a few centuries ago. We complain about mental health problems, unhappiness, and loneliness, but we do not do anything. We sit on our computer chairs all day and waste away. This lack of adventure and a lack of acting like a normal, healthy human being is the cause of depression. The reason why you have depressive symptoms and anxiety is because you do not participate in these important activities. When you do not act like a human, your brain and your body won't treat you like one. An adventure does not mean that you have to go somewhere far. You can simply leave your home. Within a mile radius of your home, there are likely many places that you have probably never visited. You can get involved in long-distance cardio, walks, cycling, and hiking, for example. It's these habits that will encourage you to start going on adventures by yourself consistently. Don't necessarily go for the cardio. Go for the adventure. There is so much to discover when you have this mindset of purposely going out to see new places. Be comfortable with doing things by yourself, because acting like an adventurer, or like how our ancestors did, is what makes us feel human. Watching screens all day won't make you feel like a normal, healthy human being. Why men should work out first thing in the morning. In a YouTube video titled, "Why Men Should Work Out in the Morning," YouTuber First Man explained that when men work out first thing in the morning, they're getting shit done. This is a great way to start the day because you tick that box. If you conquer the morning, you have basically conquered the rest of the day. Testosterone is higher in the mornings compared to later on in the day. This means that if you exercise in the mornings, you'll get superior results. The benefit of exercising when your testosterone is high in the morning is that your testosterone will stay high throughout the day. Sleep. Muscles are not built by lifting weights. Muscles are built by recovering from lifting weights. The only way to truly recover is through sleep. By improving your sleep, not only will you instantly build more muscle, but your testosterone will also increase, and you will feel more like a man. You will become stronger, fitter, happier, have better relationships with others, and be more focused while studying or doing your work. Just about everything gets better when you improve your sleep. Sleep and meditation are 2 meta skills that improve every aspect of your life. If you improve your sleep, not only will you look better and be more attractive, you will also be more focused and feel happier. Your levels of anxiety and depression will decrease, and you will have less cravings and emotional outbursts, a better memory, strong immune system, increased productivity and creativity, more energy, better problem-solving skills, an increased lifespan, and an amazing reproductive system. Imagine having all these benefits over the course of years or decades. Imagine how different your life would be. As a young man, one of your main priorities in life should be to get more good quality sleep every night. You should aim for at least 8 or 9 hours each night, because 2 or 3 hours less than that can be significantly damaging to your body. Just about every good thing that happens in your body is improved by getting more sleep. And most negative health issues, diabetes, cancer, or heart disease are more likely to happen to you if you don't get a good amount of sleep. You should consider sleep one of your top priorities and structure your entire day to make sure that you get enough of it. Dedicate more time to being in bed. For example, unwind, do your bedroom routine, and get in bed 30 minutes or an hour earlier than you normally would to make sure that you do get those 9 hours of sleep. Purchase a better pillow, bed, and blackout curtains to make sure that your sleep is the best it can be. Waking up to an alarm clock is unnatural and unhealthy because when you get snapped out of your sleep, your cortisol hormone spikes. This means your stress levels increase and your testosterone levels decrease. If you can wake up in the morning without an alarm clock, that is the best case scenario. Eating healthy. Louis Pasteur, the terrain is everything, the germ is nothing. There is only one thing that causes illness, and that is your environment. What you breathe, drink, eat, think, and feel are the only things that can and will affect your health. Some of the causes of disease are toxic industrial environments, unhealthy foods, or an overly acidic diet, pollution, prolonged states of mental or emotional stress, a lack of good sleep, sunlight, and exercise, cardio, or improper shallow breathing, which can produce high levels of acidity in the blood. Other causes include drugs, alcohol, cigarettes, electrosmog or EMF radiation, heavy metal poisoning, vaccines, and pharmaceutical drugs, which suppress symptoms through synthetic man-made drugs instead of targeting the actual cause of disease and removing it. This is why the terrain is everything, and the best and only way to truly combat the environmental toxins is by eating an alkaline diet of healthy foods. This is the first step to having good health. A healthy body equals a healthy mind. Fruits and vegetables are high in nutrients and low in calories. This is a great combination because they are bursting with a lot of vitamins, minerals, phytochemicals, and are high in fiber, which means that you can eat plenty without the risk of gaining weight. Fruits and vegetables are a source of many essential nutrients, including potassium, dietary fiber, and vitamin C. A diet rich in fruits and vegetables can lower blood pressure, reduce your risk of heart disease and stroke, prevent some types of cancer, lower your risk of eye and digestive problems, and have a positive effect on your blood and sugar levels, which can help keep your appetite in check. Fruit and vegetable MVPs. Phytochemicals are plant chemicals that have protective and disease-preventing properties. Plants produce these chemicals to protect themselves, and in fact, these chemicals can also protect humans against disease. Here are some fruit MVPs which are loaded with disease-fighting phytochemicals: berries, cherries, plums, whole citrus fruit, cantaloupe, red grapes, apples, pears, kiwi, and apricots. The more colorful the food, the more it's packed with valuable nutrients. You should have a little bit of every color each and every day, because remember, a strong color means health. The deeper and richer the color, the more phytochemicals, vitamins, and minerals there are in the food. In fact, dark leafy greens have more nutrients per unit calorie than any other food. So go ahead and color your plate with those vegetable MVPs: cabbage, kale, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, collards, carrots, garlic, onions, leeks, tomatoes, asparagus, sweet potatoes, bell peppers, and dark leafy salad greens like spinach. You should also get into the simple habit of adding herbs and spices to your food because they add flavor to almost any dish. This means that you can cut back on added fats, sauces, and salts. Spices that can add to your dishes to make them a little tastier. Parsley provides vitamin A, potassium, calcium, and vitamin C. Cilantro. works as a natural antibiotic against diseases like salmonella. Oregano, loaded with antioxidant powers, up to 40 times more than apples. Garlic, boosts the immune system, which makes it the perfect spice for the cold and flu season. Cinnamon, or rosemary, can boost insulin sensitivity and improves glucose metabolism. Ginger, packed with anti-inflammatory properties, has been shown to boost the immune system and reduce nausea. Curry and turmeric, filled with one of the most potent natural anti-inflammatory agents ever identified. Tomatoes are one of the most potent antioxidants ever identified because of the lycopene, which gives them their red color and acts as an anti-cancer agent. Lycopene seems to protect the prostate in men the most effectively. Another interesting fact about lycopene is that its protective power is enhanced when tomatoes are cooked. Sulfone is also one of the most anti-cancer compounds nature provides because its special cancer-fighting powers are largely due to its ability to boost the body's detoxifying enzyme systems. Therefore, eating your broccoli, along with other vegetables including cabbage, kale, cauliflower, and Brussels sprouts, will send your body's detoxifying and cancer-protective enzyme systems into overdrive. Berries owe their deep and red-purple hues to a class of phytochemicals called anthocyanins. Anthocyanins have potent antioxidant power, particularly when it comes to fighting inflammation. When you regularly eat berries, blueberries, blackberries, and raspberries, along with other anthocyanin-rich foods like cherries, red cabbage, and red onions, you are protecting your body from some of the most common and deadly illnesses known to man. The same phytochemicals that give plant foods their deep and rich color also provide valuable skin protection for your body by depositing those phytochemicals in your skin. The most potent foods for a healthy skin include leafy greens, sweet potatoes, tomatoes, carrots, red and orange bell peppers, and berries. The best nutritional strategy. You should try to eat as many and as much of a variety of fruits and vegetables as possible. Double up on fruit and vegetable side dishes. Feature vegetables as a main dish. Fill your plate with vegetables before anything else and strive to eat fruits and vegetables as a snack throughout the day. Remember that color means health. The deeper and richer the color, the more phytochemicals, vitamins, and minerals there are in your food. Healthy fats and unhealthy fats. Most foods contain several different kinds of dietary fat. Some are better for your health than others. You don't need to completely remove all fat from your diet because some fat actually helps promote good health. Research has shown that healthy fats have the potential to decrease heart disease, neurological and mental health conditions, boost metabolism, reduce your risk of cancer and diabetes, and reduce inflammation in the body. There are two main types of potentially harmful dietary fat. These are saturated fat and trans fat. Trans fat and saturated fat cause diseases and do the opposite of what the good healthy fats do. Trans fats are products of modern food technology. They are the man-made fats that form when liquid vegetable oils are hydrated to create fat that is more solid at room temperature. What makes trans fats so threatening is their ability to wreak metabolic havoc throughout your body, especially within your arteries. In fact, trans fats provide a quadruple insult to your arteries, which dramatically increase your risk of cardiovascular disease. It also increases your risk of insulin resistance, a condition that puts your body in a stubborn state of weight gain while also increasing your risk of type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and inflammation in the arteries. The good news is that once you know what they are, it's actually very easy to rid your diet of trans fats. The man-made fat is found in partially hydrogenated oils and processed foods, such as baked goods like cakes and cookies, crackers, fried fast food, chips, and popcorn. Saturated fat is another unhealthy fat, and although it doesn't need to be completely removed from your diet, it should be limited. It has been clearly established that excessive consumption of saturated fats can increase your risk of cardiovascular disease, along with several other nasty conditions like insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, and some forms of cancer. It's easy to remember where saturated fats are found. Just think of four-legged fats or animals as fats found in animals are mostly of the saturated type, cows or other sources of red meat, pigs, goats, sheep. Whole dairy products such as milk, cheese, cream cheese, and butter also contain saturated fats. There are a variety of health benefits gained by including healthy or unsaturated fats in your diet. Research has shown that monounsaturated fat can decrease blood clotting and benefit insulin levels and blood sugar control. This can be especially helpful if you have type 2 diabetes. Monounsaturated fats are plant-based fats that remain liquid at room temperature and can be found in nuts, seeds, avocados, or oils like extra virgin olive oil. Polyunsaturated fat is a type of fat found mostly in plant-based foods and oils. Omega-3 fats are healthy fats which can be found in some types of fatty fish like salmon and tuna. Extra virgin olive oil is one of the healthiest oils you can use because it has one of the highest concentrations of heart-healthy monounsaturated fatty acids and is packed with beneficial plant compounds called polyphenols. These are antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds. Polyphenols can help fight cancer, lower blood pressure, relieve pain, and prevent blood clots. Canola oil is relatively a tasteless oil derived from grape seeds and provides a nice dose of omega-3 fats along with monounsaturated fats. Canola oil is best for baking and high-heat cooking. Although coconut oil is a heavily saturated fat, it's an exception to the four-legged animal saturated fat category because it has beneficial effects on the blood. Therefore, coconuts and coconut oil can be added to your diet, but in moderation. Sesame seed oil, walnut oil, and sunflower oil are other healthy oils that can add a nice flavor to your dishes. Nuts provide healthy vegetable protein, a rich supply of minerals, vitamins E and B, antioxidants, fiber, and cholesterol-lowering phytochemicals. Eating a handful of nuts 5 or more days a week can lower your risk of death from cardiovascular disease by 30 to 50%. You can choose from a variety of nutritious and tasty nuts, including walnuts, almonds, cashews, pecans, hazelnuts, Brazil nuts, macadamias, pistachios, and chestnuts. Have nuts as your standard 3 p.m. snack or throw them in your salad. Like nuts, seeds also provide a comprehensive and dense package of health-boosting nutrients and heart-healthy fats. Pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, sesame seeds, and flax seeds can also enhance the flavor of your meals or stand alone as a tasty snack. Eating fish is one of the most powerful things you can do to guard your heart and brain because populations that eat more fish have fewer cases of heart disease, cancer, depression, arthritis, and Alzheimer's disease. Fish, especially the oily varieties, are one of the healthiest proteins on Earth because they provide complete protein along with several key nutrients and deliver heart-healthy omega-3 fats. You should strive to have at least 2 or 3 servings of fish in your diet each week. Salmon, tuna, mackerel, herring, or sardines, because the oily varieties provide a good supply of omega-3 fats, DHA and EPH, which makes them your best options. But deep-fried fish and stick fish do not count, so stick to eating fish that are either baked, boiled, poached, or pan-seared. Strategy to moderate fat. Try to avoid trans fats and particularly processed fried fast foods. Eliminate or reduce your meat consumption. Don't use too much butter and try to consume most of your fat from the monounsaturated oils, nuts, seeds, and avocados. Strive to eat fish a couple times a week, including salmon, tuna, mackerel, herring, or sardines. Aim to have a serving of omega-3 fats daily, including walnuts, flax seeds, and leafy greens like arugula and watercress. Healthy proteins and unhealthy proteins. Include some form of protein in each meal because protein is nature's diet pill. However, just like fats, some proteins are better for you than others. The healthiest proteins contain health-promoting nutrients like omega-3 fats and phytochemicals and are largely free of components like trans fat and saturated fat. Here are some of the best protein sources to eat: fish, poultry or chicken, eggs, nuts, seeds, and beans. Red meat, especially fatty cuts or processed varieties, and full-fat dairy products are two less healthy proteins that you should avoid or eat in moderation. Chicken and turkey have never really been linked with chronic disease because they provide an abundance of nutritional goodness. So, when you get your protein from poultry, you also get a nice dose of several B vitamins, iron, selenium, and zinc without the saturated fat found in red meat. For the healthiest choices, choose baked, boiled, or roasted chicken and turkey. Eggs have always been a delicious source of high-quality, low-fat protein, and along with vitamin B, E, and iron, you can also get omega-3 fats from your eggs. The best sources of vegetable proteins are beans and legumes, black beans, kidney beans, chickpeas, field peas, lentils, and butter beans, nuts, almonds, walnuts, hazelnuts, Brazil nuts, pine nuts, and pistachios, seeds, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, flax seeds, chia seeds, sesame seeds, and hemp seeds. Strategy to get the most out of your protein. Eat healthy proteins and limit unhealthy proteins. Limit or eliminate whole dairy products such as milk, cheese, ice cream, cream, and sour cream from your diet and try to eat more of the vegetable proteins. A healthy drink. It's not only important to be mindful of what you eat, what you choose to drink will also have a profound impact on your health. Water provides everything the body needs because pure water restores fluids lost through metabolism, breathing, sweating, and the removal of waste. Water makes up 65% of our body. It regulates the body's temperature and cushions internal organs. Water should be the drink you turn to most of the time because it has no calories, fat, or sugar. Freshly brewed tea can decrease your risk of cardiovascular disease, boost your immune system, slow cognitive decline, boost your metabolism, and offers 0 calories. This means that most forms of freshly brewed tea are good for you, preferably green or mint tea. It's always better to eat your fruit than to drink it because fruit juice does not have as much fiber or phytochemical power when compared to eating a piece of fruit. However, if you are lean or fit and you just can't go without your fruit juice, stick to drinking a pulpy 100% fruit juice. 100% vegetable juice is also considered as a healthy beverage option because it's packed with vitamin A and C, potassium, nutrients, and antioxidants. A single glass of 100% vegetable juice counts as a full serving of vegetables. It is low in calories and won't spike your glucose levels, which also helps suppress hunger. All carbonated beverages, including diet brands of soda, are acidic in nature and should be avoided. This is because the acids from carbonated drinks enter your bloodstream and can cause lower bone mineral density and irreversible tooth and enamel erosion. Your beverage strategy is simple. Choose water and cut out sugary drinks. Drink purified, clean, or distilled water and avoid all sugar beverages such as soda, including diet brands, low percentage fruit juice, chocolate milk, sugar-sweetened tea, coffee beverages, energy drinks, and any other sugar-fortified beverages. In addition to purified water, 100% vegetable juice, 100% fruit juice, and unsweetened, freshly brewed tea can also be included. Healthy foods mentioned: fruits, berries, blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, cherries, plums, whole citrus fruit, cantaloupe, red grapes, apples, pears, kiwis, apricots, tomatoes, avocados, and bell peppers. Vegetables: cabbage, kale, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, collards, carrots, garlic, onions, leeks, asparagus, sweet potatoes, red cabbage, red onions, cauliflower, and dark leafy greens like spinach. Spices: parsley, cilantro, oregano, garlic, ginger, curry, and turmeric. Cooking oils: extra virgin oil, canola oil, coconut oil, sesame seed oil, walnut oil, and sunflower oil. Nuts: walnuts, almonds, cashews, pecans, hazelnuts, Brazil nuts, macadamias, pistachios, chestnuts, and pine nuts. Seeds: pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, sesame seeds, flax seeds, chia seeds, and hemp seeds. Protein: oily fish, salmon, tuna, mackerel, herring, sardines, shellfish, poultry, chicken or turkey, eggs, beans and legumes, black beans, kidney beans, chickpeas, field peas, lentils, and butter beans. A healthy drink: purified or distilled clean water, freshly brewed tea, green or mint, 100% fruit juice, and 100% vegetable juice. Semen retention. Your sperm is your life force. Think of it like a venomous snake or scorpion. When they inject their venom into their prey, they only inject a small amount, which is enough to paralyze their victims. However, they never inject the entire dose inside their glands because the venom that they have is their life force and is what protects them from other predators. If they instantly emptied their tank of venom, it would make them weak or defenseless and more vulnerable to other predators, not to mention that venom takes a long time to produce. This is just like your sperm. Your sperm is powerful enough to create a new life because it contains many essential nutrients needed to grow and produce another human life. But if your sperm is not ejaculated and left to mature, it gets reabsorbed into your bloodstream, nourishing your body with its dense contents: vitamin C, vitamin B12, calcium, citric acid, magnesium, zinc, potassium, sodium, fat, and protein, giving you biological benefits both physically and mentally. The reason why we do not masturbate during semen retention is because it creates a false sense of accomplishment. Our natural instinct as men is to reproduce as much as possible. Everything we do in life, improving our looks, finances, and status, is to achieve that goal, attract women to spread our seeds. However, it takes time to build a life of success and to have good enough chemistry with someone to have sex with them and reproduce. Porn and masturbation give that sense of accomplishment instantly, but the only problem is whenever you masturbate or ejaculate, you become less energetic, more fatigued, brain-fogged, unmotivated, and more depressed. This makes you unable to work toward the goal of building a better life of success that can allow you to attract women and have sex with them to reproduce. This is why it's best not to masturbate or ejaculate your sperm recklessly. It is better to transmute that energy throughout your body so that you can put it to good use and achieve your goals. When you begin semen retention, not succumbing to the urges increases your willpower. This makes you ready for whatever life throws at you. If you're not ejaculating, you're going to have a wet dream eventually. After a month or a couple weeks, your body takes care of itself, and some people have a wet dream, while others release without having a wet dream. If you do not have wet dreams, you are going to release eventually. Don't think you're keeping your sperm locked away so that you can tap into it 40 years from now. No. Understand that your body takes care of itself. It's almost like when women have their period every month. The body gets rid of the old egg and replaces it with a new egg. With men, it's almost the same way. The male body produces the sperm, and after some time your body says, "Oh, we did not release. Let's get rid of this old sperm and produce new sperm just in case this guy is about to have sex and get some girl pregnant." Do not count the days. Semen retention is not a challenge. It is a lifestyle. The benefit of doing nothing. Doing nothing is one of the most productive things you can do in your life. In our modern world, we think that doing nothing is a waste of time and unproductive. However, we live in a world where we are practically always doing something, and because of this, the dopamine system in our brain has become overstimulated. This means we cannot even go for a single minute to do nothing without feeling the need to distract ourselves with some form of stimulation. This is why most people lose their motivation to work toward their goals and why their life starts to feel less satisfying. Yet, if we can break this cycle of overstimulation by doing nothing more often, we can give our dopamine system a break and allow it to recover. Then, we can actually get more motivation to work toward our goals and make our lives more fulfilling again. Doing absolutely nothing is one of the most productive things we can practice in this modern world full of overstimulation and distractions. Taking cold showers. Taking a cold shower in the morning is the best way to start the day because it boosts your energy, testosterone, and immune system, and always puts you in a better mood. When you take a cold shower, you generate more ideas. You eventually adapt to the cold, which means that even if it's cold outside, the low temperature won't affect you as much. Cold showers give you motivation. This makes you feel inspired and helps increase your productivity. They're a power-up. If you feel weak, take a cold shower. You will feel strong, and your willpower will be 10 times stronger. You should try to take cold showers every single day, especially during the warmer seasons, because when you are constantly faced with a challenge, you are bound to grow and become stronger. Taking cold showers is not a challenge. It is a lifestyle. Being in nature. Being in nature, or even just looking at scenes of nature, increases pleasant feelings, reduces anger, fear, and stress. Spending just 20 minutes a day in nature can significantly lower your stress hormones and boost your mood. Being in nature creates feelings of empathy, love, and belonging, which make you feel more connected to your community. Have you ever noticed how much clearer and lighter a problem feels after spending some time outside or in nature? Whether you walk, cycle, run, or just gaze at the clouds, nature has a way of sparking your creativity and improving your problem-solving skills. There is a strong link between spending time in nature and having good heart health because being in nature has a way of making everyday stress feel smaller and everyday life better. Nature can improve your mood, psychological well-being, meaningfulness, and can soothe your soul. Nature heals and calms us because exposure to nature not only makes you feel better emotionally, it also contributes to your physical well-being, which reduces blood pressure, heart rate, muscle tension, and the production of stress hormones. Nature is a form of therapy and treatment for mental and spiritual issues. Let it calm you, let it cleanse you, and let it heal you. Grounding. Earthing or grounding your feet in nature allows you to receive the energy or electrons coming from the Earth's electrical current. This is needed to balance out each part of your body because grounding, especially in nature, can reduce inflammation and chronic pain, improve sleep, increase your energy levels, and reduce stress. Walking barefoot on sand or grass increases the blood flow to your legs and lowers blood pressure. This decreases stress and inflammation in your body. Grounding your feet outside in nature improves blood flow and reduces blood viscosity, sticky blood, because higher blood viscosity, thicker blood, is often linked to diabetes and cardiovascular disorders. Studies have found that grounding, especially in nature, significantly reduces blood viscosity and improves red blood cell spacing. Grounding can accelerate healing from trauma because accelerated wound healing from an injury, surgery, or burn comes from a combination of reduced inflammation as well as an improved circulation of blood, which carries healing factors to the site of injury faster. Shadow work journaling. Why do we make life hard for ourselves? Why do we do the things the hard way? How easy would it be to just forgive someone or accept an apology from someone? Now is the time to find closure. You have to stop holding on to toxic energy. You must learn how to have unconditional love, how to let go, and how to forgive others so that you can have peace and tranquility in your heart afterwards. Having a hard heart does not serve you. One quote that many have attributed to Buddha states that holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Try to forgive others and forgive yourself, because as author and spiritual teacher Marianne Williamson said, "The degree you are able to let go is the degree you are able to let in the things that you actually want." It's time to do some introspection. Who wronged you and what happened? Go all the way back until you get to those root causes, the events that happened in your life that caused you to have this toxic issue which you have been holding on to for so long. Write it all down in your journal and then try to forgive the person that hurt you. Figure out how you can get rid of this toxic feeling that you were holding towards others. Rid yourself of it and find peace and find closure. Whether it's if you fell out with family members or friends, you must learn to go back and forgive to detox that negative energy out of your system. This is what inner work is. People who need to forgive themselves or others are holding on to a lot of the stories and self-judgments about what they did or did not do in their lives. This brings them into a state of lower vibration. The best way to stop this is to sit down and do some inner work, because what you resist or avoid persists. The places that you do not want to explore deep down within yourself are probably where you will get the most growth. Forgive others and just forgive yourself. Remember, the degree you are able to let go is the degree you are able to let in the things that you actually want from life and from the universe. Journal and ask yourself, what happened in my life that caused me to view myself so negatively? Answer this question in detail. List all the topics on the first page. Aim for most of the experiences you can think of. Then, write down how each situation made you feel, who caused it, and what happened. Write down as much detail as you can, to the point that your fingers start to hurt, because this is how you can find closure with all those experiences. This is how you can let go and move forward in your life. All that extra baggage is what's weighing you down and preventing you from reaching your goals. One of my favorite YouTubers, Spiritual So, once said, "You have to let go to grow." Deep journaling. Deep journaling is very effective for anxiety and introspection. Think about a frequent thought that you have had recently. This is your mind and brain sending you a message that it wants you to dive deeper into that topic. Sometimes our thoughts are like tangled earphones, and we can unravel them by deep journaling. If you have negative thoughts or anxiety, try to dive deeper into why you have them. Journal and ask yourself, why do I have anxiety? Why do I have a sense of worry? Why am I thinking like this? Why is this thought on my mind? Dive deep into your feelings to figure out what you can do to solve this. Gratitude journaling. Gratitude is the fourth principle of Adonis. Gratitude is a meta skill just like meditation and sleep, because the more grateful you become, the better everything else in your life gets. Being more grateful increases your happiness and trust in others. Everyone has a lot of things to be grateful for, and when you do gratitude journaling, eventually you also become grateful for even the random things in your life that you never thought to be grateful for. You'll end up more grateful for the smallest things in life, and eventually even the bad things that happen to you. This is because you will realize that suffering causes growth. If bad things did not happen, you would not be the person you are today. Gratitude journaling is something you should do every single morning. It is an important practice because most of our time is spent thinking about the things we want. Gratitude journaling is simply a bit of time where we sit down and express gratitude and appreciation for what we have right now. Write today's date in your journal and ask yourself, what am I grateful for? Who am I thankful for? What am I glad is in my life? What act deserves a thank you? Journal a few points where you could aim for half a page each day. The benefit of gratitude journaling does not come from the writing. It comes from the time you kept yourself in a state of gratitude, thinking about the things you were grateful for. Reading. Reading is a workout for the brain that improves memory and focus. Reading a book improves your ability to concentrate because it's one of the few things that requires your undivided attention. In a world where technology is only getting faster and shortening our attention spans, we need to constantly practice improving our concentration and focus. Did you know that books are the original forms of entertainment and that most popular TV shows and movies are based on books? So why not indulge in the original form of entertainment by immersing yourself in reading books? Have you ever read a book where you came across an unfamiliar word? Books have the power to improve your vocabulary by introducing you to new words. Now more than ever, we rely on screen time to get through the day, but by setting your phone down to pick up a book, you are telling your brain that it's time to quiet down and get some rest. Since reading helps you to de-stress, reading right before bed can help you calm your mind and reduce your anxiety. This in turn can help improve the quality of your sleep. Books have the ability to provide us with information we would have not otherwise known. Whether you read fiction or nonfiction books, books can make you become a more knowledgeable person, which can also improve your ability to communicate effectively. By reading books about people who have overcome challenges, we are often encouraged to do the same, so the right book can motivate you to never give up and stay positive regardless of what situation you find yourself in. Taking some time out to read a book can decrease stress, lower heart rate, and reduce your blood pressure. This is because reading a book has the power to transport you to another world away from the tiring, modern, daily routine. Books allow us to experience realities outside of our lives. They can teach us how to relate to others by putting us in the shoes of the author and the story they are telling. This is called empathy. Reading books builds our empathy by constantly presenting us with thoughts and scenarios outside of our own perspective. Children are really good at copying the adults around them. This means that if you regularly set aside some time to read a book, you can set an example of just how crucial reading is by doing the behavior yourself. Do not become complacent. This is not the end. This is the start. This is an introduction to self-improvement. If there are only two things that you get out of all of this, it should be to have more humility and to start reading. Do not get complacent. Learning is and should be a lifelong journey. I am where I am today because of reading books. If you are a person who does not read, you are essentially out of the competition to get into the top 10% of men, and we will destroy you. You are not getting the competitive advantage that reading books gives you, and this will be your loss. Most of the world does not read. That is exciting because it gives us an advantage. The knowledge is out there, but most people don't want to understand it, and this will be their loss. Recommended books. You can buy physical books or download a PDF reader and search for a Library Genesis online. Titles marked with an asterisk are a must-read. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki, a must-read ASAP. The Ego is the Enemy, Ryan Holiday, asterisk. The Obstacle is the Way, Ryan Holiday. Stillness is the Key, Ryan Holiday. The Unplugged Alpha, Richard Cooper, asterisk. The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, Mark Manson, asterisk. The Way of the Superior Man, David Deida, asterisk. Atomic Habits, James Clear, asterisk. The Male Advantage, Chris Sturmey / First Man, asterisk. The 4-Hour Workweek, Tim Ferriss, asterisk. Deep Work, Cal Newport, asterisk. Can't Hurt Me, David Goggins, asterisk. Lone Survivor, Marcus Luttrell. Hard Times Create Strong Men, Stefan Arnio. The 4 Agreements, Don Miguel Ruiz. The Red Pill Book, Joseph Horrocks. How to Get Rich, Felix Dennis. Essentialism, Greg McKeown. The One Thing, Gary Keller. Perceptions of a Renegade Mind, Psycho-Cybernetics, Maxwell Maltz. Attached, Amir Levine, Rachel S.F. Heller. The Charisma Myth, Olivia Fox Cabane. B, The 8 Steps to Becoming Who You Want to Be, Keith Abraham. How to Win Friends and Influence People, Dale Carnegie. The Magic of Thinking Big, David J. Schwartz. Breathe, The New Science of the Lost Art, James Mester. Why We Sleep, Matthew Walker, Ph.D. The Oxygen Advantage, Patrick McKeown. Influencer, Joseph Grenny. Virus Mania, Torsten Engelbrecht. The pH Miracle, Dr. Robert O. Young. Everything You Need to Know But Have Never Been Told, David Icke. Behold a Pale Horse, William Cooper. The 48 Laws of Power, Robert Greene. The Rational Male, Rollo Tomasi. How to Do the Work, Dr. Nicole Lapira. Additional recommended books, The Millionaire Fastlane, M.J. DeMarco. Dot-Com Secrets, Russell Brunson. Traffic Secrets, Russell Brunson. Expert Secrets, Russell Brunson. Unscripted, M.J. DeMarco. The 10X Rule, Grant Cardone. Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, T. Harv Eker. Money, Master the Game, Tony Robbins. The Lean Startup, Eric Ries. Disrupt You, Jay Samit. The Psychology of Selling, Brian Tracy. The Curve, Nicholas Lavelle. The Attacker's Advantage, Ram Charan. The E-Myth Revisited, Michael E. Gerber. Cashvertising, Drew E. Whitman. Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill. Inside the Tornado, Jeffrey A. Moore. And many more. Remember, the start, not the end. The Timetable. The reason why the timetable is so powerful is because it provides a structure to the day and turns your entire day into a habit. There is a reason why we had a timetable in school. It was because it provided structure to the day. Having structure to your day is the best way to increase your productivity and focus. The ultimate productivity technique is to structure your day in a way that prioritizes your goals, self-improvement, but still has some of the instant gratification activities you find the most fun. Your timetable should be set up in a way that represents your ideal day, the best and most productive way your day could be. This should be a day you could imagine sticking to forever. It should be a day that has the necessary work for you to reach your goals of success, but also has enough time for you to unwind and relax so it does not feel like a challenge. On the next page is an example of my timetable. Your timetable does not have to be exactly like mine because I don't go to school or go to work. I am 19 years old and live with my mother. The only thing I am currently working on is this self-improvement guide. As a result, I have the ability to structure my day in a way that prioritizes my goals, but also includes the time I need to unwind and relax so that I can be more productive the next day. Timetable: 8:30 to 9. Wake up. Day starts. 9 to 9:30 or 9:45. Workout, exercise. 9:45 to 9:55. Cold shower. 9:55 to 10:05. Meditate for 10 minutes. 10:05 to 10:15. Gratitude journal half a page. 10:15 to 11:30 or 12. Do nothing, get some nature, go for a walk, cycle, or stand, or sit outside. 12 to 13. Read a book. 13 to 16. Shadow work journal or deep work. Work on projects, self-improvement, or study course. 16 to 17. 1 hour of instant gratification. YouTube. 17 to 17:05. Meditate for 5 minutes. 17:05 to 18 or 18:30. Do nothing, get some nature, go for a walk, cycle, or stand, sit outside. 18 or 18:30, read a book. 19 to 21. 2 hours of instant gratification. YouTube, Netflix. 21 to 22. Read a book for the night. 22 or 22:30. Sleep. This timetable represents my high productivity day and helps me to make sure that I stay consistent with my habits. My timetable is not perfect. It should not be because a timetable is supposed to evolve over time with what works and what doesn't. Of course, life does get in the way. Something may take longer than it should, or I suddenly have a change of plans. But as long as I keep moving forward to the next task, progress is still being made. You don't have to add the time to your timetable. I did this to show you when I do these habits. Your setup and day can be totally different from mine, but as long as your timetable includes the main habits of self-improvement, you will make fantastic progress. After making these habits part of your daily routine, you might miss some days. That's okay, because a beginner is not supposed to have great performance. Just keep showing up to the practice sessions and keep following your timetable as best you can. Eventually, you will become better with consistency. Just don't quit. Do not quit, and you will improve your mental and physical health. Tips for your timetable. Focus on adding delayed gratification habits such as exercise, meditation, getting more sleep, journaling, reading, studying, starting a business, learning a new skill, doing nothing, being in nature, or going for a walk that replace most of the instant gratification habits you do in the day. Try to make sure that your timetable has more delayed gratification habits than instant gratification habits, because the more delayed gratification habits on your timetable, the better your timetable will be. But having too many delayed gratification habits can make your timetable more difficult to follow. Therefore, you will have to balance your timetable in a way that works best for you. On my timetable, doing nothing means not using any digital devices, my phone, laptop, or Xbox, and just being in the real world, sitting down or standing outside in my backyard or in nature, going for a walk or riding my bicycle, talking to my family, or eating some food, giving my brain's dopamine system a break. Do not go hardcore and schedule less than 2 hours for instant gratification or you will quit. Those who don't follow this advice will struggle to make progress and wonder why. Instant gratification habits include but are not limited to drug use, alcohol, video games, social media use, YouTube, Netflix, news or TV, porn, and masturbation, or eating junk food high in sugar. You will have to decide which instant gratification habits to enjoy during the day. I recommend video games, YouTube, Netflix, and watching TV because these habits have the lowest downsides compared to the others. Music is acceptable, but only when doing a delayed gratification habit like exercise. Remember, whenever you do not feel like doing a certain habit, this becomes an opportunity for you to level up your discipline skill by doing the hard work, especially because you do not feel like doing it. Habits are like practice sessions, and you will make progress by just showing up. Showing up for practice is always better than not showing up at all, which means that it's the times where you did not feel like showing up, but you did, where you will make the most progress. The habit tracker. Research has shown that people who track their progress with something like a habit tracker are more likely to improve than those who don't. The best way to get consistent with any habit is to have a habit tracker. Not only will it allow you to track your progress, but it will also allow you to keep track of whether you are being consistent with these habits or not. To get the most of your timetable and these delayed gratification habits, you should try to use a habit tracker for the first 2 or 3 months, because without a habit tracker, it will be hard to keep track of your progress and much harder to stay consistent with these habits. In self-improvement, we are trying to be consistent, not intense. You have your whole life to build up the intensity, but for now, all you need to do is show up to the practice session and keep doing the hard work, especially when you don't feel like doing it. Chapter 3. Notes. A portion of the following passages are some quotes from YouTuber Hamza, my biggest inspiration for writing this book. So, you are stuck in the first stage of self-improvement. You know about self-improvement, and you have probably seen the results of it. You might have experienced some results yourself, but you are still stuck in this depressive period where you have probably not dropped your addictions, maybe for a few days. Then you're jerking off 5 times a day again and taking whatever drug you're addicted to. If you are stuck in this stage, the best thing you can do is just to sit there and do nothing. Most guys who are stuck in this stage won't take this advice because it doesn't seem valuable to them, but hopefully you can put your trust in someone who has been through this stage and has helped a couple people out of this stage. Do nothing. Turn everything off and just sit there with your journal or a piece of paper and a pen. This is not a short-term thing. I don't mean check off the journaling box on your habit tracker and do this for 5 minutes. No, this is like your new base attack now. This is like the thing that you do. There isn't much else that you do in your day apart from literally just sitting there and journaling about every single messed up thought that you have in your mind. Shadow work, deep journaling. If you are stuck in this stage, it's because something is wrong with you mentally. I was stuck in this stage for a year, and as someone who was stuck in this stage, your journals are going to be incredibly valuable to yourself and to the world. If you can get in the habit of journaling for every hour that you have free and free up time to journal, this is what is going to get you out of this stage. You will be so grateful that you have a couple of journals after this, because remembering how you got out of this stage will be one of the most important parts of your life. If you are still stuck in this stage, you are probably a young man. You probably have an ego and a feeling of importance that this is all supposed to work right now, and even though you might disagree and say, no, I don't expect to get the benefits of these habits right now. Your biggest issue at this point is your mindset and trauma. If you don't journal and figure out what caused the issues that you have, it won't get resolved. Most people don't really experience this stage. They go from not knowing much about self-improvement to diving straight into stage 2, where they are kind of struggling with consistency, but they are at least making some progress. Those who get stuck in this stage get stuck hard, and it's because of the mind. It's because of their poor mental health. You don't want to hear that you are a piece of shit, and that you will have to be less of a piece of crap tomorrow, 1% less. And it's going to take you hundreds of days to stop being a piece of crap, and you are probably still going to feel like one. This is an unsexy answer. With this young man's ego, your mind is your biggest enemy right now. It's your ego that's telling you that the basic habits of self-improvement are not good enough for you, that meditation does not work, and that journaling is pointless. If you are still stuck in this stage, you have not been consistently exercising, meditating, and journaling. But you meditated once, or you meditated 20 times. Congratulations! Meditate every single day for the rest of your life. If you refuse to journal, then you will stay here. But I exercise. You exercise twice a week or 3 times a week. You have to be exercising at least 6 times a week. In fact, there's no reason not to exercise 7 times a week. We don't take rest days, and if you do, then that doesn't mean you should just be an inactive, weird human being who just sits there on his computer chair. How could you not have depression with the things that you are doing? Think about all the bad habits and actions that you have been doing. How could you not be stuck in this stage? You deserve to be in this stage, so just make yourself deserve to be in the next stage. Stop listening to your brain and set a plan, knowing that as soon as you deviate from this plan, it's your lizard brain. Get used to telling your brain to shut up. Get used to listening to the words in your mind and telling yourself, you know what? I don't trust what I just thought. Be critical of your own brain. This is the best advice I can give you, because it's your own voice in your mind that's telling you to skip the workout, that's telling you that you don't need to journal, that's telling you that meditation does not work, that's telling you that you might as well just give up hope and go jerk off or go play video games. Do not listen to your brain. Be very critical of the thoughts you get. Spending just a bit of time setting a plan and making it clear to yourself that if you deviate from this plan, that is your lizard brain. That is failure, and you should hold yourself accountable to that failure. Hamza. The easy dopamines and instant gratifications are what is causing your lizard brain to grow louder and overactive. Bad habits strengthen your amygdala and weaken your prefrontal cortex's ability to make the right decisions. By severely reducing or eliminating those behaviors would stop and weaken their effect on your amygdala. The dopamine detox lifestyle is absolutely necessary for anyone who is on a self-improvement journey, because your self-improvement is hindered, it is handicapped if you are addicted to the instant gratifications. Hamza. How do you feel about your younger self? However you feel about your younger self right now is just a result of how much comfort your younger self sacrificed for you. Delayed gratification, delayed pleasure, and delayed reward are 2 of the most important words you need to understand on your self-improvement journey. This is your ability to sacrifice comfort today for your future self-benefit. This literally dictates how your life will go, and most people are trash at this. There is a 2 to 3 month period where you must put in the work and sacrifice comfort, while the results are invisible. This is like the quitting zone. Average men quit here because they put in the work and there are no immediate results to show for their efforts. Average men quit here. But if you can cross this gray area and get to the point where you do start seeing results, it will all become so easy, because nothing is more motivating than seeing results and progress. You must cross this bit where you only have the pain and no rewards for your efforts. Have this mindset that you will eventually pass this period and get to a point where you do start seeing results. Every rep that you complete is basically just a sign that you are inching closer to it. Discomfort is the killer of man. Strive to be uncomfortable. Strive for discomfort because as men, we grow from discomfort. Start viewing discomfort as an opportunity. While most men run away from it, you need to be the one who charges towards it. If you want to improve your mental and physical health, make money, build a good body, and attract women, you have to be okay with discomfort, because all of this actively requires you to be uncomfortable. Most men live in this total state of comfort with no friction. They get instant access to pleasure or love and intimacy from porn, which means they cannot handle this gray area of no results. If you can be one of the very few men who makes it through this gray area, your future self will look back and feel so proud of you. Below are some of the motivational quotes which have helped me during my own journey of self-improvement, and I do feel like this is the perfect way to end this chapter. If there is no enemy within, the enemy outside cannot conquer you. Winston Churchill. A sound mind and a strong body. John Locke. Will is within you. Will is courage and wisdom. Not just about specific obstacles, but about life itself and what the obstacles we face fit within it. Will gives us the ultimate strength to endure, contextualize, and derive meaning from the obstacles we cannot simply overcome, which, as it happens, is the way of flipping the unflippable. Having sheer will when facing an obstacle is the ultimate superpower. The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday. Persistence and perseverance. Never give up and keep going until the end. Acknowledgements. None of this would have been possible without the wise words and encouragement for Hamza's videos. This man helped me get out of one of the worst depressions of my life. He showed me that progress was possible as long as I focused on improving my mental health first. He shared so many truths in his videos. It got to the point where it almost felt like I was floating in facts. I had to write this self-improvement guide as a thank you for all the videos he made. I am grateful for you, Hamza. Your words of encouragement echo around me as I keep doing the hard work, especially when I don't feel like doing it. Thank you for your videos. The GOAT teaching us how to become the GOAT. It's a dream come true. In one of your videos, you said that once I start exercising and get to the point where I start seeing some progress, I would be here preaching self-improvement. You weren't wrong. My story. On the 1st of July, 2019, when I was in 10th grade, I left high school. My life has been an insane roller coaster of emotions, realizations, and experiences ever since. I have felt complete and total nihilistic emptiness. My heart has been scared and fell out of place. I have been sad. I have been angry at life and the world, and at the people who hold power in this reality. I have been angry at the universe and at my past self for condemning me to this reality. I have felt a void in my soul, almost like a complete disconnect from God, our Creator. I let myself go, and I let my body go. I was completely consumed by the digital world. I overindulged and became completely and totally burnt out. This exploded and increased my depression. I was completely lost and confused, like a blind man in a dark room with the lights turned off. I didn't know what to do or where to go. I developed the worst form of learned helplessness because I had it towards life. I saw sleep as my only escape from this reality. Sometimes I'd become angry before going to bed, always knowing that as soon as I slept, I would awake to this misery again. I felt alone and scared, to the point where I would shut out the world and not interact with anyone. I cut off most of my friends and became completely alone spiritually, mentally, and physically. The digital world was my only escape, but that too became boring and pointless. Life felt completely pointless. Breathing felt pointless. Eating, taking a bath, or even drinking water felt pointless. I was consumed by the void. This was probably the worst depression I will ever feel in my life. It was that bad. I stopped smiling and looked like an old man. I let my body go. While I was leveling up in video games, I was neglecting my real life. I overconsumed information and literally fried my brain by watching mind-numbing conspiracy theory videos. Mentally, I went crazy, yet I did not show it around other people because I did not want them to know that I was fighting demons in my mind. I called it the Vietnam War because we were fighting so dirty. Knowing that my mind was so messed up made me feel even more depressed. I felt sad because I lost my mind. I lost my social life and was completely alone in my head, feeling lost and confused. I had no one to talk to because I didn't want anyone to know that I had probably gone completely insane. Whenever I was around other people or around my family, I would put on a mask and act completely different. They didn't know that I was hurting inside and felt like I was cursed to be in this world. This phase literally lasted for 2 years, and it felt like it was beyond a roller coaster ride. Imagine feeling true emptiness. No happiness or sadness, just this numb feeling. It's probably one of the worst feelings you can experience in this reality because it lasts so long. Most people would be surprised by the fact I experienced this feeling for almost 2 years and did not commit suicide. I never did, only because I always thought, what if I reincarnate back into this reality again? No thanks. Or what if when I die, I enter the complete void I was feeling and remain stuck there for eternity? Beliefs I had held onto throughout my life were completely shattered. It felt as if everything I knew was a lie, and that life itself was a lie. I felt a total disconnect from everything, as if I was one man fighting against billions of rockets coming at me. I was completely overwhelmed by the information I was absorbing and became the definition of mindlessness. I was not present at all. I was constantly overthinking and trying to understand this reality. The reason why I kept researching was because I thought that if I stopped, I would just return to the emptiness I was feeling, but not realizing that what I was doing is what was causing me to feel so empty. It was beyond insanity because I would do the same things over and over again. I was lost in my own thoughts and lost in the digital world. The more depressed I became, the more I let myself go. I started eating only once a day and bathing once a week. I did not like myself at all, especially my mind. I felt completely burnt out. I got angry at God for leading me on so many different paths while doing all this research, which made me confused and completely lost. I was just this guy who wakes up, watches brain-frying conspiracy videos all day, or plays video games all day, then goes to sleep. I had no life outside of this stuff. I thought what I was doing was slightly normal. To me, playing video games all day immediately after waking up was totally normal, and watching brain-frying videos all day was fine. I really meant it when I said that I had no life outside of this stuff, and for a while I didn't even know that this was why I felt so empty inside. I let myself go and had neglected my body, the temple that houses my soul. It is no wonder why I felt so depressed, and like life was completely pointless, and that's because I was not living life. My face was fried by blue light for 2 years straight, to the point where my skin started peeling off. My brain was completely fried from all the contradicting and messed up conspiracy videos I watched all the time. I did not know what to believe because there were so many different ideologies and opinions. It completely overwhelmed me, and yet I still kept watching because I had nothing else to do, not realizing that the more time I spent in the digital world, the worse my real life got. Bro, I thought, I was cursed and sent to hell for the things I did in my past life. I thought I was making progress by learning so much, and yes, I was, just in the wrong way, making progress in frying my brain cells and destroying my mental health. At the time, I did not know anything about instant or delayed gratification, so I continued to fry my brain, maybe trying to prove to the universe that I was ahead of the guys who put meditation and mental health before knowledge. I became totally isolated and cut off from everything because I could not relate to anyone, nor did I want to. After all, in my mind, I was superior to them. I did not need to relate to them. I was beyond down bad and had just about sold my soul to the digital world. There was no one to stop me, not even my family, because I told them I was woke and didn't need help with anything. It got to the point where I literally hated the sun because whenever I stood outside in the sunlight, it would make me not want to use my digital devices. I used to tell myself that the sun was messing with my frequencies and making me not want to play my video games. To me, reading books was completely pointless. I never exercised because I never felt the need to. I never journaled because I didn't know what to write. I never meditated because I thought it did not work. I needed to first be taught why practicing these habits is so important, or else I would not have set the intention to start my own self-improvement journey. While I was in this depressive period, I thought the digital world was part of the real world. I never realized that there are two completely separate things. When I said I felt like a blind man in a dark room with the lights turned off, I really meant it. My life was in shambles. My depression even started to feel normal as I had grown accustomed to learned helplessness. Every time I would smile and get happy, I always knew that a few seconds or a few minutes later, the depression would return. So I didn't even want to be happy. That is the definition of learned helplessness. That is emptiness. And yes, it lasted for 2 years. I was the definition of down bad. I didn't know what to do or where to go. I did all these things and did not realize the power of powerlessness. I don't wish this stage of my life on my worst enemy. However, the amount of growth you get from such an experience is unbelievable and priceless. What I have learned the most out of this whole experience is that sometimes you have to experience hell to appreciate heaven. Only recently, in March of 2022, have I climbed out of the depths of my depression. After being lost for so long, I saw the light and found the right path. I have my reasons for not committing suicide and for not stopping the overconsumption of information. I saw the other side. I knew the grass was greener on the other side and was willing to lose my life and my mind just to get it. I have and am grateful for this experience. I am grateful for my past self and the fact that I persevered through all those obstacles and just barely made it to the other side. I randomly stumbled upon Hamza's videos, and ever since then I've been on my own self-improvement journey, understanding and implementing what he has been teaching on a deeper level. This is my story, and this is how my life was before I got into self-improvement. Without Hamza, I would not be on this journey, and you would not be the person reading this. I am forever grateful for him, and you would be too because he inspired me to write this. So, welcome to the cult.